Hi everybody, welcome to Lion Voyages YouTube channel. My name is Lyle.
My name's An.
And today for you we have the top 10 or so cruise mistakes that first time cruisers make.
So number one is picking the wrong cruise line for your personality. Not a lot of people know that actually a lot of cruise line actually cater to a lot of different clientele. So they, depending on what you like and what you're looking for, you should choose a cruise line that fit with what you're looking for. So for example, if you like fun party, or like you like fun, you like party, you like you have kids, you like experience like activity on board and theme park, then Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean actually offer a lot that on board. And some of their bigger ships, they have
Racetracks and laser tag, and Royal Caribbean has an ice skating rink with ice shows and aqua theaters.
Surfing. What do they call those? They know for that because they only cruise ship that does that. And then
the other kind would be the action adventure.
Yeah, the kind that you're actually looking to experience the destination.
Right.
So Princess and Celebrity and Holland America, for example, Princess have this thing where they said they want to bring the destination on board. They stop longer at the port, and they bring like local people, like what was it?
Yeah, like natives from wherever they're going to. They bring the native people on board. Instead of just having them dancing around on the pier, they actually bring them on board and they give presentations. Yeah, when they go to Glacier National Park, they get like you said, the park rangers come on board. That's really cool, and we're going to be experiencing that.
And then the other thing is, even in the same cruise line, the bigger ship versus smaller ship is very different. So we went on like a small ship in our first cruise.
Yeah, the Norwegian Pearl.
Yeah,
that was a lot. It wasn't tiny, like around 100 passengers. It was a couple thousand passengers. But compared to the like Norwegian Breakaway we were on, and the Norwegian Joy, or even the Royal Caribbean Oasis or Allure of the Seas we were on, comparing to that, it's almost twice the size, it seemed like, which is nice because they have a lot more activities and things to do on ship. But that's where we kind of determine that's the kind of person you want to, or cruise line you want to go for, is if you have that, you want to be on ship and experience the ship. Where the smaller ones, like I said, they'll go into a lot more ports, and then those are where you're there to experience the actual port, where you're not really into the ship, and that's why they don't have a lot of the attractions and things on board, because they actually spend more time bringing that culture and things on board for you to learn. It's more of the action and adventure and learning.
That's why the luxury cruise, which is one of the other category of cruise, there's a lot smaller ship. You have you don't have a lot of gas, as much gas as like some of the bigger ship, but the ratio between staff and gas is really high, and then you also have a lot of things inclusive in your price, so you don't have to pay for a lot of little things.
Like drink packages will be included. So, one of them, some of them will have like shore excursions are included, where every port will have some kind of shore excursion. Yeah. You pay more for that up front, but everything's included for you. So when you actually add up everything for some of the smaller lines, or the not smaller lines, but less luxury lines, or less inclusive, I should say. Once you add all that in, all the excursions at every port, your drink packages, your extra dining, you kind of get up there to the price of some of the luxury lines. So I suggest checking them out if you're into it.
So you pick a cruise line. The next thing that a lot of people make a mistake of is picking the cruise line for the wrong season. So,
remember when we went to Alaska?
Yeah, the first cruise, Norwegian Pearl, we went on a cruise mostly because we found a really good deal on it's toward the
end of the season.
End of the season, which is fall.
It was like end of September. It was like last week of September.
What's the last cruise going to Alaska? You got a lot of good deal, small ship, but we ended up not a lot of places open. And
a lot of them were closed.
Cold and rainy.
Some of the people we were talking to that actually work and own the shops were saying that they just fly up there and they go there for the season, and then they fly back home. They live in the States or Canada or anywhere else around. But they just go to those ports to open up just for the seasons, and that's it. And when you get there at the end of the season, too late or too early, then you a lot of them ended up being closed. Like when we were there was only like one or two places open in the little towns and stuff that we would stop in.
Yeah. If you have a travel advisor, definitely check with your travel advisor about the right season. They will tell you stuff like in the Caribbean, you don't want to go in the storm season, for example.
Right, you don't want hurricanes.
Yeah. In each of the like Europe, there's a different season for Europe.
Oh, especially they're big on river cruises.
Yeah.
So if you go during the wrong season during a river cruise, lots of times the ship won't be able to make it all the way up the river because there's too many spots where the tide is too low, and you have to get off and portage up and then get on another boat sometimes, or just cancel part of the trip.
Yeah. So the next mistake that people usually make is just not checking before embarkation.
Oh yeah, everybody has the app now. It's so simple.
Yeah, a lot of the cruise line, actually, they all have the app. You can do everything inside the app. Especially our experience last time with Royal Caribbean, we go through the process in the app. You take picture, your profile, you add in your credit card.
Your credit card. Oh, even your passport. You'll take the camera open up. It'll take an image of the barcode on your passport. Fill in all your information from your passport, and you're ready to go. And then.
The reason why it's a good thing is because you get to the port, get on board. Literally, we were just like going through security, wait for in line, like one person in line for 1 minute, and just walk on board. It was so fast.
Yeah, once they just check, yep, that's you. Okay, pictures match. All right, see you later, and you just go right on board.
Yep. This is one of the big thing for us, and a lot of people, when they travel in general, they just overpack.
We did our first cruise.
Because we don't know a lot about Alaska, and we don't know how the ship's gonna be like, so we just like pack a bunch of stuff that we end up not needing.
Right, taking multiple outfits, so many layers, thinking it's gonna be super super cold or so cold, but it actually wasn't that cold. Like we went in the end of the season, and all we needed were some light jackets. Maybe bring something a little warmer in case it rains. That's what we didn't have. We didn't have raincoats that time. So the one thing we didn't pack, but we did end up overpacking so many extra warm clothes that we didn't need. Just like when the second time when we went to Mexico, like we brought so many clothes that we didn't need. Extra this, extra that. And yeah, we could have condensed down and saved a lot of space. Yeah. And then a lot of people also forget that when you're on a vacation, you're going to buy a lot of stuff. And the ships do try to sell you a lot of stuff. So you need to make sure that when you go, you have room in your luggage so that when you leave, you can fit it all in. A lot of people end up leaving with extra bags.
Well, just because also like you go on vacation to sometime a different country, you want souvenir.
Right.
It's not just a ship. Like we just pick up random thing when we go to Mexico. We just go to all the shop and just pick up random thing and just...
And gifts for people, we get some blankets, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So the opposite of that is not packing enough. So specifically number 5 is not bringing comfortable shoes. You walk a lot on board.
Tons. Especially the bigger ships. You're going to walk all over those ships. Sometimes, I think it was like 1.5 times around the ship with the deck is a mile.
Yeah.
And you walk that a lot, back and forth. If you want to do something in the front of the ship and your room is in the back of the ship, that's a lot of mileage.
Yeah, and also we like to get in a little exercise during a vacation. So we can eat more.
That is true. And you get above your steps so you feel good.
So we also usually take the stairs too. And yeah, there's like 12 floor.
So some of them are 14 decks.
14, yeah.
16 decks. Well, you don't get to the bottom ones or two.
You can walk a lot on the ship. And then when you get to port, you walk around the port too. Especially for people like us who like to experience the local. Sometimes we go with the guys. Sometimes we just like to
walk around the
shop hopping, bar hopping at the port.
And then you get to learn the cultures. You get to speak with the locals. You know, eat the local food.
Yeah, the
as
Mexico
opposed to touristy
food.
food.
What was it? The nacho. We got like a super crazy nacho for like $5.
Oh yeah,
so
we were in Cabo.
Huge.
Yeah, for $5, and then the drinks, it was like 2 beers and 2 shots for $5 each, something like that too. That was awesome.
And this is not just like nacho. It's nacho
It's
Bel Grande plus meat
like
plus everything.
Yeah, it'd be like $12 at Taco Bell.
Yeah. So number 6 mistake that people used to make is not keeping the essential on your carry-on.
Yeah, a lot of people, because the thing is you don't realize, and a lot of people, we didn't even realize it at first, but we always carry a backpack, so we always have everything usually in there, but the luggage, when you get to the cruise port, and the terminal, you hand over all your luggage to the porter, and then you don't see your luggage again until later in the day. At some point during the day, the luggage will be outside your room. Anywhere after, a lot of times between 1 and 8 p.m. They have up to like 8, 9 o'clock at night sometimes where they're not going to deliver your luggage. They have to go through, everything has to go through the scanners and be checked.
Yeah, so that's why you make sure you bring things like a passport, any medicine that you need, any
suntan lotion, because when you get on deck, you're going to want suntan lotion, even a swimsuit. A lot of people don't realize and think about that. Wear a swimsuit underneath your clothes because you're getting on board and then you're in the sun. It gets so hot. You just want to I just want to go swimming, but I'm not wearing anything swimming. So always definitely pack that. Carry a small little carry-on.
When on a cruise. The next mistake that people don't do is they not carrying cash. You definitely need a lot of cash.
We always forget that.
Just the courtesy, a lot of courtesy tipping that you're gonna encounter when you go travel in general. Like before we go to the ship, like Lau was saying, somebody gonna bring your luggage on board, and we usually tip them a little bit in cash.
Yeah, you want to give them a tip, make sure they get your luggage on board and it doesn't end up somewhere else.
And then you go to different port in different country. It's just safer not to use your credit card sometime or your debit card to withdraw money. You can even get money on the ship too, right?
Yeah, the ship has ATM. It's very expensive. The fees are around $6.50, $7. But it's available, and that's a little bit safer. At least you're dealing with a bigger company than some individual local bank you never heard of.
Yeah.
But the other thing, like you were saying, is you have to tip. You don't have to tip, but you tip a lot of people, and you don't think about it. But your driver on some of the excursions and the tours that you're on, we forgot to bring cash sometimes, and we just feel weird. Like everyone's giving the driver a tip, and we're like, I don't have anything. I have a credit card. But that's why you just always bring small bills.
Talking about tip and gratuity, a lot of people don't realize that you have to pay gratuity on top of your fare separately.
Right. So you'll have your cruise fare, which is what they advertise and promote to you, which of course you always only have to pay additional taxes and fees, which get added in right away. The other thing that we add in right away and pay for right away is the gratuities. There is a per person per day charge for gratuities, anywhere from around $12 to $20 depending on the room and the cruise line. So inside rooms are usually less, all the way up to suites that have more services, you'll pay more.
Yeah, and a lot of the service on ship is actually, you actually pay by the gratuity. You basically are pre-tip the person.
Right, so your room steward, the wait staff in the main dining room, that's where that gratuities, those daily gratuities go to, and I think some of the kitchen staff or something like that to help them because they're just behind the scenes people that are still helping you. But the other thing that you need to watch out for when we're talking about gratuities is that, and it's a mistake I made, is that when you order a drink or spa services, there's gratuities that are already added on. And some lines go up to 20%. And a lot of times you don't pay attention and you just see a gratuity line, you add up, put a few more dollars onto it, you're like, I'm on vacation, the bill's expensive anyways.
Yeah, so you double tip.
Yeah, you don't pay attention and you end up really double tipping. Unless, if you want to, a lot of people do give extra tips for great service, keep that same bartender kind of thing, getting to that relationship going, which is great. Yeah. You know what I mean? We've done that before.
A lot of those cruise line, the service was so great. We have some bartender that we tip extra at the end because they were just so lovely.
Yeah, we'll go through at the end and just tip a lot of bartenders and servers.
So number 9 is not checking out the activities and also booking the activities ahead of time before you get on the ship. Oh
my God, this will save you so much time and headache. You want to be able to get on board and just enjoy yourself and go have fun, but you'll notice people standing in line trying to get things booked right away. If you do it ahead of time with the app, you'll save yourself a lot of headache. If there's something you can't get, because there are a few things that you have to book on board, go get in line right away. We didn't the first couple times we were cruising, and then when we wanted to go to some venues, they were already pre-booked. Oh, especially dining. Usually, if there's any specialty restaurant that you want to book, the popular one, like sometimes like the French restaurant in Norwegian, for example, they always got booked up really, really fast. Yeah, so really make sure if you want to get the good time, like 6, 7 o'clock, like reasonable time instead of 8, 9 o'clock, late at night. Sometimes people like late night eating, but the 6, 7 o'clock fill up really quickly. That's true. Yeah.
Number 10 is mistake that people usually make is flying in on the day of embarkation.
Yes, that's a bad thing.
Flight always delayed.
Flights can be delayed, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't want to miss your ship just because you missed connections or something like that.
Right, the ship will leave around between 3 to 5 p.m. They'll have cutoff times, and the cutoff times are not the ship. The cutoff times are the Coast Guard and Customs that say this is the time everybody has to be on board because they need to do inspections and then close off the ship.
Yeah, so just usually avoid headache and any kind of accident. We usually try to book the flying in the day before and then just stay at the hotel one night and even just walk around the city.
Yeah, it also makes it just so much more comfortable, more relaxed, your trip, instead of having to go from the airport, rushing if you are delayed. Sometimes you fly into a flight's canceled, the flights are rerouted, and you have to go somewhere else or take a little longer. I mean, it's happened to us where we've had a couple hour delays in our flight. Luckily, we do fly in the day before, but if we flew in on the day of, we could have missed our ship, and the ship will not wait for you. Like I said, there is a cutoff time.
Yeah. Talking about ship time, the other mistake that people usually make is not pay attention to the port time versus the ship time.
That's true. Your watch will change with your phone, and your phone connects to whatever the local time is.
The GPS, yeah. GPS will let your phone automatically update according to wherever you are. But the ship time always stay the same, regardless of the port that you're going to.
Or whatever time zone you're going over. Like, you can go 3-4 time zones back and forth, and it'll always be the same time on the ship.
Yeah.
So be cautious of it. Sometimes when you go in port, you want to get off airplane mode. Like when you're on board, you're usually on airplane mode. But if you get off the ship and you want data and internet, you can use the local, which gets a little expensive. Be careful. You turn that on, or your data back on, all of a sudden your phone time changes to the local time, and then your watch is going to change to the local time, and everything that you're looking at is saying, oh, it's 3 p.m., but the ship time, it's 5 p.m.
And if the ship leave at 4 p.m., for example, you want to make sure you get there at 4 p.m. because you don't want to like run to get to the ship or something.
No, you don't want to be a pier runner.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, the pier runner.
Pier runners. You don't want to be a pier runner.
Number 12. So this is something that we used to not do. Not buying health insurance and travel insurance.
That is true. In the beginning, we used to think like, oh, nothing's going to happen to us. We're going on our cruise and our vacation. And luckily for us so far, nothing has happened. But there's been tons of horror stories of fellow agents that we've talked to, fellow travelers on our cruises. We like to chat with a lot of people on the cruise. But come to find out that some of them have run into issues where the insurance has really helped them out and saved them from losing their entire fares from the cruise for a few $1,000s.
Because life happen, travel happen, you may get sick, plane might delay, and you miss your flight. Or
Right, you never know, because you book these things a year out sometimes, sometimes 2 years out. You never know what's going to happen. Life, like you said, life happens in between the time you book and the time you're actually traveling, and plans may have to change. But you've already put down the deposits, you've already put down and paid your whole cruise fare, and you'll want to be able to get that back. And the few $100s that you'll pay for insurance will definitely help get you that money back, or at least help you to get even, or not out too much money.
Yeah, the other part of it is buying extra health insurance for the ship and for international. Because your normal health insurance, a lot of people don't realize that they don't cover international and don't cover on the ship.
Right, so if you get sick on board or you get sick in another country, your insurance doesn't cover it. You're paying out of pocket. And some of the insurance providers will just call up the hospital, here's a credit card, take care of it, because that leads into the fact that a lot of other countries don't bill you later for the services. They want their money now before they treat you. And you'll want the insurance to help cover it, because you don't know what the bills are going to be in another country. They can charge you anything that they want. And if you're there, you're going to be stuck paying $20,000 for a checkup or whatever it is that they want to charge you. And
at least do cheaper in the U.S.
Right? Thank you, everybody, for watching. We did we got 12. It was supposed to be 10, but we got up to 12. You know, there's always more cruise mistakes. One of the things, if you can do, let's start a conversation down below. If you've ever traveled before or cruised before, if there's something that we missed, put it in there. Let's get the conversation going, talking about, maybe we can make another video talking about all the additional things that we left out.
If you like the video, please like and
Hit that like
subscribe
button.
for and subscribe for new content.
Yep, don't forget, turn the bell icon on. You want to be able to be notified.
And also check out lionvoyages.com for if you want to travel with us.
That's true. We always do group cruises and just first-time cruisers. If you are nervous or scared or just don't know what to go on, just go ahead. We do some cruises, and we'd love to have you cruise with us.